at the family's house, relative's house, just out and about. Pulled out the water balloons, had them earlier. Had the water guns out, taking advantage of that good weather, you feel me?
No, for sure, man. But what part of the area are you from again?
Originally, I'm from Artesia, but I stay out in Orange County.
Okay.
Hannah, Cypress, Buena Park area.
Okay, yeah. I used to live right there in La Mirada.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah.
I got family up in St. Gertrude over there.
Yeah, Santa Gertrudis, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I
Yeah.
don't know how you say it.
No, don't worry about it. I used to think the same shit growing up, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, the street names out there is pretty unique. But yeah, family out there. I got people all over. You feel me?
Okay, for sure. Well, before we get into things, man, is there anything that you don't want brought up at all during the interview?
Shit, you can bring in whatever, bro.
Cool, man.
I like interviews to be organic. I don't like that stage shit. You feel me?
Yeah, it just like I just try to avoid all that awkward tension when someone's like, "Ooh, damn, man, I don't want to answer." It's like, okay, I get it, man. You can just say next. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Don't ruin the flow. But cool, man. We'll just get right into it.
Alright.
Cool. Well, I don't have an introduction for this podcast, but I'm very indecisive. Although I do go by Tony Awdball. This is an odd conversation here with a very special guest.
Hippie, what's good? We here, baby.
Cool, man. And so, I definitely just gotta say that. Oh shit, I have the wrong set of notes up. I do remember how when I first ran into your music, and it was definitely off the essentials with like Groovy Liz and Cali Alley and
shout out the essentials for sure.
And so like yeah, man, they're all of them. They're all cool people. I remember sitting in on an interview. I think it was for like Nana, but prior to that, one of the ones I just randomly tuned in on was actually your interview. And I remember seeing your name prior to that from, I think, going on tour with, like, Vel and Ends. Like, at one point.
The Ford tour, we did a run. It was, That's Cool, Vel the Wonder, Ends, Locally Grown Collective. It was a movie. It was definitely like it was a cultural melting pot, really, of some good-ass artists. Narik, That's Cool, represented for the IE. You got me and Enzo coming out of OC, and then Vel, of course, holding shit down for LA. It was a vibe for sure. It was an experience that I definitely enjoyed. Shout out to those artists as well.
For sure, man. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just start with the basic questions right away. Just get those out of the way first. But like where you from and where like what brought you into making music yourself?
Essentially, originally, you feel me, I'm from Artesia, California, but I grew up, I would say, more than half my life in Orange County, California. I rep the 7, I'm always going to rep the 7, so I got love in the 7, we made a move in Juice County, so that's always going to be the homeland that I represent when I venture out, to other states and countries and shit. Originally, when it comes down to music itself, me and my friends, we play sports, so in between time, downtime, we in between, 2-a-days, we listen to music. Sometimes it'll be instrumentals, we just messing around, we just start rapping, you feel me? Like, it's always been like just a organic kind of thing, like we just do something just to do it, like we just rapping just to rap. And then, I started listening to myself and listening to people around me, like, nigga, like, you could, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could really put words together, you feel me? Like, you really got rhyme patterns, you really kind of, you taking it serious. And it's always been in the back of my head. My first love, of course, was football, so I always wanted to pursue a career in football. Things happen, injuries happen, things don't go the way that you plan it. And then it's just something that's always been with me. The arts in general, and of course music, hip-hop is just something I grew up with as a kid. Older cousins put me on. And I'm getting around people organically, just like it just happened. I'm just meeting people just like, you know what, I'm a producer, bro. Like, I just started making beats. I'm going to throw you some beats. I'm like, okay, for sure, you feel me? I started meeting people that, at that point, it's my interest. I'm writing to people's music or beats that they send to me. I'm like, well, shit, how am I going to record this? Where am I going to record? And then the homie that I knew for a long time as kids, and he just like randomly hit me. Like, man, I've seen a couple of your battles. Because I was always battling people in high school, just organically. Seeing some of your battles, bro. Like, I know you trying to do your music thing. Just pull up. I got you. I can record you. Blah blah blah. Shout out my guy Marcos, New Era. You feel me? Old school. My guy right there. That's where it started at. I used to go by the name of CIA. Conscious Instrumental Assassin. I was just real heavy on lyricism. You feel me? Like, it was just like this. I'm spitting bars. You feel me? I put a I put a mixtape out, no plan B for CIA, just all bars. And then organically, I always say organically because it just happens. You feel me? Like a couple years pass, I'm still doing battles. I'm still just freestyling everywhere I can go. And then I link up with my guy Telly. Telly beats it up. You know, shout out my guy Telly. He actually, I don't know how I linked up with my guy. I think through the homie Dominique, Dom. You feel me? Like we just linked up. I came over his house one day. We all kicking it. Everybody just vibing because Telly was making beats at the time. So I started fucking with him heavy, and then I got into a group. We formed a group called Rastafari Blunts. It was cool, bro. Like we used to open up for everybody damn near, especially when Observatory Orange County wasn't like so strict on openers. You feel me? Like we used to open up for everybody. Like the Tiger, I swear to God, I felt like, especially with Tiger, like because it felt like I felt like we was like Tiger's opening act. It don't matter if he was at the Pomona Glass House, Observatory OC, any venue around, bro. Like, I swear we was opening up for that nigga. So, and then it got to a point where we all just, you know, wasn't on the same schedule. We wasn't all on the same time. Everybody decided to do their own thing. You know, some people just stopped music, you know, completely. And then me, I was just, you know, I was always been my own person going into it. So I continued it. And then, you know, that's when the whole persona, the whole person of Hippie C came about. You know, I'm getting older. You know, I'm experiencing more things. You know, my mind is open to new things. You know, I meet a lot of people. I was just living a different lifestyle. That's what that whole persona of Hippie came about. You know, like, I've always been a cool, calm, collected person. You know, someone you can get along with. Someone that's trying to keep everything copacetic. So naturally, my cousin, my people, everybody just started calling me Hippie. You feel me? And then I just took the name over as my artist name. And then, you know, it just matched with my music already. Like, everything I was making was just vibrant. Everything about just feel good. Like, it's emotional music, and it's not emotional to where it's like you gotta cry. You feel me? Like, there's more emotions than just being sad. You feel me? Like, you could really feel the music I was producing and making. So it always just stuck naturally. You feel me? And then, you know, I've been at it 7 years plus, so I'm still going. You feel me?
Yeah, man.
Journey's not over.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a few side questions based on all that you said, man. What is your football team?
Football team, it used to be the Vikings. You feel me? Randy Moss, Cole Pepper, Robert Smith, you feel me? Chris Carter, those used to be my guys. But nowadays, you know, just because I'm a fan of sport, I more so don't try to play the politics of things. I like just athletes. Like, if you're a good player, like, I'm going to follow you, no matter which team you on. You feel me? College is a different story. You feel me? It's either Alabama roadside or USC all the way. You feel me? That's it.
I don't know, man. I never got into the whole like college football thing, man. It's like, okay, there's new players every other year, and it's like I like watching it because, you know, they're trying to make a impression, but it's like to be dedicated to a school, and it's like this is not for me.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think, especially athletes, you feel me? I don't think it's a school dedication, because you'll see some players even in different sports come out 1 or 2 years. You feel me? Like, it's more so like this is the stage that you have to perform your best to get to that ultimate level, like that last level. You feel me? So it's like that's the excitement I get, it because you can see that they not getting the money, so they play as hard as they can. Once you get to the NFL, you feel me? It's a different kind of game. Different kind of ball game in regards to politics and all that. So they don't play as much because that's when you get the big bucks. You feel me? NFL, they get the big bucks. College niggas trying to get the big bucks. So that's why they put it all on the line. You feel me? So I like the excitement of that shit. You know, niggas be gambling, betting on games. So I got my reasons.
For sure. And then I remember you mentioning something about battling people back in school, and I did come across your riot battle that you've had.
Okay.
I'm a big battle rap dude, so you know that's why, like, when I seen like your name in like lined up with the verses, I was like, what the fuck, like, okay, you know, like, things just got interesting. Let's go check this out. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like,
shout out Kevin Parks in the riot, man. Like, he started something that's, you know, grown to, you know, something that's gonna have value for a long time. You know, the Riot Network itself is cool. You feel me? Like, in battle rap, those are ones that I got on there. You know, there's probably archives. Somebody got in their phone, probably in an old ass phone. Plenty of battles. You know, I grew up, like I said, like it was joking around, and it got to somewhere like, well, shit, you kind of nice. I know somebody at, you know, a different school that's kind of nice. If y'all want to link up and just battle, you feel me? I'm like, all right, set it up. People at my own school, I battled, you feel me, throughout high school, and just growing up in general. They got to a point where Kev was like, you feel me, like you a battle rapper, you feel me? You know, you trying to perform on this new platform I got going. Of course, you feel me? That's my guy, and there's something that I at that time I did have a passion for it. But over time, I'm still a battle rap fan, but it's just like I know at the end of the day, like my emotions and I'm wired different. You feel me? Like you're not gonna disrespect me, and then afterwards, you feel me? We dap it up, my nigga. Like I'm ready to go to war. You feel me? Like, you talking all kind of crazy and shit. Like, and that's
man.
You know, it came out to just like theatrics for me that everything play out the same, and I just want to keep everything as real and pure as possible. So it's like I'm still a fan of battle rap, but I know at the end of the day, it's buddy. At the end of the day, because niggas not trying to catch cases, of course, everything will be premeditated. So it's like I try to keep everything still to myself. And music, that's where I feel like I can just really release myself in regards to composing tracks. I mean, really building up thoughts and ideas and executing thoughts and ideas on sound, and then coming out with a total package at the end of it. So that's where I really feel like I flourished and felt the best. Not when I'm battling somebody. Going back and forth in regards to basically it's a big old ego show. So
oh, big time. Yeah, you have to have like tough skin, and let alone you have to be like in tune with your feelings and like know, okay, like don't go overboard. It's kind of weird. It's difficult to explain. But before we move on to like your music and such, are there any notable battle rappers that you actually like look forward to seeing?
What was that?
Like before we like head on over to the your music career. Is there any other like battle rappers that you actually are, like a fan of watching, like you're excited to see?
Well, of course, Arsenal the Rebel. He's always been somebody that you feel me.
Disrespectful motherfucker.
No matter what. And I actually like people like all the theatrics and shit, but I just like Daylight overall, just because you literally have to like decipher what the fuck he's saying. Like you can watch his whole battle and won't understand it until you watch that shit again. Like a second run through. You feel me? You can watch that shit live and hear some people react like, oh, and then you go home and watch it again and be like, fuck, that's what he said. Like his metaphorical wordplay, everything is pretty dope.
Yeah.
I always grew up watching battle rap. You feel me? Ice, officially Ice. He's always been one of those dudes just because of his lyricism that I really tune in with. But nowadays, you feel me? Like that shit is as wide open as a real industry. There's so many battle rap artists, and there's so many platforms for battle rap artists to actually perform on that you really can't keep up with everybody. But Jay Mills back in the day, Murder Mook, those was the battles that really like.
Those like the start of it.
I'm gonna go take a nigga head off today, type shit. You feel me?
Yeah, those like the early days of Smack becoming who he is and stuff.
Exactly.
And then now Jay Mills came back. Battled K-Shine. He got his ass whooped. Because it's a generational thing.
And then they're changing the rules of that shit, like to where it's like double battle raps. And it used to feel more like just natural. Now it's like everything is kind of like premeditated and staged. So it's like it kind of drains the culture, but the culture is still thriving at the end of the day.
Yeah, like there's definitely some things in there because like I said it before, I'm a big battle rap fan. I interviewed a battle rapper like 2 interviews ago because for the record, this is the 4th interview I did today.
Okay.
And so that's why for the past I think 2 or 3 interviews. Oh no, fuck that. Hold on. Every interview I did today, they all had something to do with battle rap. So so that's why it's just fluctuating as I'm saying it. So that's why it's like I get into it a little more.
It's something as an artist, like especially rap, bro. Like it's something as an artist, like when you first starting out, like you're gonna have to battle somebody, whether it's whether it's organized or unorganized, bro. Like you going out, you just running in cyphers, you downtown, you on Sunset, anywhere. You feel me? You trying to expand, you going anywhere. Talking about I'm rapping, or you step into a cipher, bro. Like it's gonna turn into a battle. You know what I mean? There's somebody in that cipher. They won't actually point you out, but they gonna start those subtle jabs and. We're there to see who's the best MC in that cipher. So it's like, battling is something that's just always gonna be a part of your career as an artist. Someone's gonna be, against you or not on your side, or you're gonna have to prove yourself to somebody. So
very true. Because like there was a time where I went to downtown Fullerton, drunk as shit, obviously, And shout out my cousin Nick. We happened to like be walking somewhere, like after the last call, and then there's like people play the guitars on the street, try to get some kind of like tips and everything.
Yeah, you feel me? Right outside of Continental. I knew where you talking about.
Exactly. So what had happened was we were walking out some by some bar. I can't remember no more, but my cousin just starts rapping. We when we drink, we rap, but we're not.
Yeah.
We don't make the music, but we just do it to fuck around. And so I go in. And then out of nowhere, this fucking like midget ass cholo dude just comes up and starts fucking like boom, like going at me. I'm like, oh shit. But yeah, we went back and forth, but like it was like all cool at the end of the day. Like it didn't go too far or nothing. They were like, all right, shook hands and so on and so forth. So that's why like it's very true. If you're gonna be rapping,
there's something natural in people. You feel me? Like shit, I can do this too. You feel me? So I was like, I kind of gotta one up you in this moment. You feel me?
Yeah.
And exactly. Like you said, some people walk away from that. Dap it up. Know that it's all in the sport of hip hop itself. Some people feel indifferent, so you just some things you gotta move cautiously.
Yeah, exactly, man. So let's talk about the latest release you just had, the 7 album.
Sir.
So
yes,
like,
sir.
Give us some insight on that, man. I couldn't get a chance to go through all of it because I'm literally doing interviews every day at the very moment, and because you did release it this week or last week.
It's actually 420. The actual official release.
Okay, so that's why I was kind of confused with like when the release date was, but I do remember seeing the post about it. It took me up until yesterday to check it out, but I can only go through like the first like 2 songs. Honestly, I couldn't get through the whole album. But I would like you to take this time and just kind of discuss a little more about what the album consists of or what it's about.
Well, it came together. Me and my brother Mix. Shout out Mix. He produced the whole album itself. It was a lot more tracks than just the 7. And these tracks, the compilation of tracks, have been done, for I would say a significant amount of time. And it was more so just revisiting, and see what resonated with me. That I wanted to release as an artist at this point. So every track on there, it means something that has some significance. It kind of connects together. Like I said, I'm kind of big on numerology and just reading upon the 7, 777 itself, it connected with me. And then the reason why it connected with me or resonated with me is because 714, when I think of 714, of course, the first number in that sequence is 7. You feel me? So it's like the 7. It kept coming up to me, the 7. And then I actually created a song on the album called The 7. Like before I had the album title, I was thinking about all kind of different names for the album. And then when I made the song The 7, like the paradise has been chosen, the paradise that I'm throwing his 7s until I'm golden. Ain't no telling where I'm going. You feel me? Like this is where I plan to make my success. Like Orange County, the 7 is where I plan to make my success point. I know people that around here that venture out. People that wanted to talk about. Like literally from this region and represent a different region was like shit. What made me an artist, like the people that started my fan base was in the 7. So it's like I want my career to be based out of the 7. You feel me? Like I will make this my center. You feel me? When I get rich, I don't plan on moving to Beverly Hills. I don't plan on moving, to Calabasas. I don't plan on doing none of that shit. Like I plan on moving to Anaheim Hills. I plan on moving to the Heights. You feel me? Like I plan on moving into Crystal Coves. Like this will be the headquarters when it's all said and done. And so it's like people. I even have people always asking me like, why you close people to me? Like why don't you go somewhere else and start doing shit? It's like man, it's like if I can't make it here, you feel me? I don't feel like I can make it anywhere really. Because if I go somewhere else, all it's gonna take is a day for them to be like, man, fuck this nigga. Like, he's not even from around here. You feel me? Like, but if I have a real foundation, a home base, I'm always gonna have people that's gonna stay in that foundation. You're always gonna have people that venture off or just don't have that taste anymore in music. But that core audience I'm looking for, that's what I'm looking for. So it's like, I'm always gonna be repping the 7. And that itself, every track I made it for essentially that foundation to introduce to the outside world. So this 7 tracks that I do have, I'm kind of showcasing it for the juice itself.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like
I'm catching
it's a
the
numerology thing. It's a regional thing. it's just a divine thing, you know.
Yeah.
7 tracks.
Shit.
Of just divinity.
Yeah.
And that's why I say you really gotta, you know, like I don't get mad when people like, oh, I ain't listen to it yet. It's like the good thing about it is like it's something that I release to be out there forever. You know, it's like there's no rush. Like it's something that you can consume today, something that you consume a week from now, something that you're gonna be able to consume 7 years from now. You know what I mean? Like it's something that is just a classic album that is not meant to be consumed right now and it's just thrown away. I don't want people to listen to it once and be like, oh well, you feel me? That's my support. I listen to it. You know, you know that's not why I released it. I released it to where it's like people listen to it, really digest it, and if it resonates with them, it's something that they could revisit at any time. You know?
Yeah, man, it's so ironic you say that. We're like 7 minutes into this interview. Nah, I'm fucking with you.
We're 7 minutes into it.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you. I just wanted to fit in.
I just looked at the clock. It's 7:77.
I'm just saying, man. Hey, that's my bank account right now. $7.77. Anyway.
You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like, even like if you really look into numerology, you know, like that's a whole different subject.
Oh yeah, no, I believe it fully because I have 47 tattooed on my arm, and you know because if you 4 is peace and 7 is balance. You know, there's balance for a lot of shit. You know?
A lot, bro. Like the number 7, it means a lot. Exclusiveness, completion. You feel me? Like there's a lot to it, and that's every number. You feel me? Like
yeah.
If you really think about it, I always think about it, I was like, man, shit, like numbers rule our life. You know, like
it's actually like
by design.
Yeah, it's even the alphabet too. Daylight. I know it like he might have been fucking around, but he did some kind of video that went viral at one point, and he was saying how like you have no idea how powerful words are. Like.
Right.
Yo, look at what does verse sound like? Curse, you know, and how do you cast a curse? By spelling. Shit.
Right.
So you spell in each word into existence, and that's causing a different reaction. This and that, and then like he could have been fucking around, but like I believe that because the whole law of attraction thing, and it's just.
I'm telling you, no, bro. Like literally, what we project out. What we're adding to the universe, you feel me? Like, and the universe is something that everybody don't understand, or you know, they don't understand the power, like you said, of your words. You feel me? Like, you can manifest good health, you can manifest bad health, you can manifest wealth, you can manifest poorness. Like, it's if I'm saying I don't got money, like I ain't never gonna get no money. If I say like I'm about to get some money, or I got money, I'm rich. I tell myself this, you know, at least I meditate, bro. So it's like. Before I go to sleep, I'm literally saying a mantra like, I'm wealthy, I'm healthy, I'm rich, I'm successful. I'm wealthy, I'm healthy, I'm rich, I'm successful. Wealth and rich ain't the same thing. That's what people mess up. But it's like I'm wealthy, I'm healthy, I'm rich, I'm successful. Like I'm speaking this to an existence. Like there's been times where I'm at negative, and I won't claim that I'm at negative. There's times where I'm at my lowest, and I won't claim that I'm at my lowest. Like I'm always gonna be saying I'm feeling good, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm at my best because that's how you manifest your best. You feel me? Like that's how you manifest feeling good. That's how you manifest your bank account doubling up. Feel me? It's actual words. If you have those thoughts because it's in your mental, if you actually have those thoughts in your mind, that's going to defer you from even making effort or having energy to better yourself. You feel me? Because you already gave up. You feel me? Like I'm broke. Like shit, nigga. That's the lowest of low. Like you broke. You can't even operate. You feel me? Like you tell yourself you broke, you can't even fucking move. You can't even you malfunctioning. You feel me? That's the worst thing to tell yourself. And people always relate it to like I'm broke in regards to financial or physical gain. You feel me? Like a nigga's spirit could be broke. You feel me? Like someone can physically be broken. You feel me? Like
yeah, man.
It's just fine tuning the mental mind and actually speaking that shit into existence. And I'm a believer of that. Like people around me. They know that, I project positive vibes and have positive people around me. Like, I always have people that's uplifting me, family always uplifting me, telling me, like, you're going to be something, you're great, you're shining, your aura is vibrant, you feel me? So, like, you can't keep telling me that, and I'm going to think otherwise. I already know that I'm destined for something great, you feel me?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think, fuck, man, who said it? Someone said it perfectly, where they said, like for instance, I could correlate it with myself, where I don't want to make millions of dollars. If I do, hey, cool. But I rather have happy money than be a millionaire. You know.
Yep.
So if I'm doing something that I really like and I would do for free, like for instance, this whole music thing I'm doing with the interviews and whatever it leads to. Like if
Right.
it's something I'm willing to do for free, but I'm making a living off of it, I'm rich. That's how
Right.
that's exactly how I see it. So
Right.
it's a good mentality to have.
I'm telling you, a lot of people they just don't understand context and they take things out of context. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, like using words like rich. When someone hears that, they automatically think fucking Rolls Royce, diamonds and all that shit. Some people just want to be rich in soul. Some people want to be rich in happiness. You feel me? Some people
Mm-hmm.
want to be rich in abundance, and that's cool. But shit, what's a necessity for you? You feel me? Sometimes a necessity. I always think of it like I'm into. I recently just got into like minimalist, like people living, with the minimal, like, and that don't mean like desert everything, but it's like they really tune in to what's a necessity for them, like what is something that they use daily that they can't live without. That's a necessity for them, and I always think of it. I always add that to everything in my life now. You feel me? Like what's necessity? I try to simplify everything as much as possible, and especially even like there's interviews coming in during a time of a change for everybody, bro. Like coming out of this, I'm excited to see how creatives, us as creatives, and just everything as people, how we gonna move forward. You feel me?
Yeah, and from this whole conversation that we're having, like I keep on forgetting that I'm actually running a show still, but it's like you seem very like in tune like with yourself like as a whole and stuff, and some people like you do meditation, some other people like venture into like psychedelics as well. Is that something that you've ever like touched on before?
Yes, sir. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and it wasn't like when I was younger. Like this time I was younger. You feel me? Like it wasn't. I wasn't even trying to venture into psychedelics to find truth or to find inner meaning type shit. But eventually, I learned about the psychedelics and the effects it has, to where you could really tap into the spiritual realm, and even like my family, my girl's family and shit. Like they're big on a spiritual tip. So it's like now that I'm older and I have the knowledge and stuff, it's like it all connects. You feel me? Like those images that I seen one time, they weren't just trips. You feel me? Like it was that could be a message that you don't even know. So it's like of course I'm bigly in tune with myself, and it's because of out of body experiences and just a mental thing. You feel me? Like I haven't always been this way. I've always been confident, but it's like now I'm confident to my core. You feel me? Like, and it's because of just sitting with yourself, reading knowledge, people around you, just gaining knowledge from different people. It's like you're gonna have to take that knowledge and utilize it, or you're just gonna waste it. You feel me? So it's like I utilize it and I use it every day of my life. You feel me? Like I manifest, like I said, I manifest every move that I make. The 7 is a manifestation itself. We're gonna keep continuing to build and grow and just level up. My level definition ain't the same as someone else's level definition. So in my book, I'm leveling up at my pace and the level that I know that I need to reach.
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to making your music, man, like do you ever find battles with like insecurity or like overthinking when it comes to releasing?
You could say not insecurity. Well, fuck it. I would say insecurity, just because of sometimes, like I have a meter. I have a meter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can make a song that's trendy. I can make a song that's trendy, bro. Like I have so many songs that I'll never release just because in my head I was thinking like, what, fuck it. I need to make something. I need to make something that this demographic of people might like. This may not be for my core audience, but shit, I'm gonna make it, see if it works. And that's all I know. Like you gotta stay original to yourself. Every time I make some shit like that, I listen to it. It may be good. Like people around, like, damn, this is a banger. Like within myself, I'm just like, man, this shit is whack, bro. Like this is not you, my nigga. Like do not release this, bro. Like this ain't you. So like when it comes to creativeness, I always try to think outside the box, and sometimes that'll venture you outside of yourself. And that's a good thing, but sometimes it may not be a bad thing, especially if it don't resonate with your soul. Like you just putting some shit out just to make some people like it. I'm not that kind of artist. Like I'm looking for 1,000 solid individuals. We're gonna start with 1,000 solid individuals that understand me as an artist, that vibe with me wholly as an artist, that know what to expect from me as an artist. Not somebody that's looking like, well, we fucking heard this already. Like, bro, like we want something else. Because artists nowadays, bro, without that, with this whole copy paste shit, so disposable. People fucking listen to your shit one day, and next day they're just like, man, where's the new Cardi?
Yeah. And
So I'm trying to make something that's everlasting and resonate with people for a long time.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man. Like that's why, like, I feel confident in everybody I interviewed that is very authentic, and they only strive to try to go ahead and give off like something new for everyone else to like grasp onto and like follow whatever they really feel is like right in their mind, and it's perfect. And you can tell the difference. And ooh, sorry about that, man. I just had a quick bite to eat. Ooh, man. Yeah, I don't know how many interviews I have to do to realize don't eat before you do your interviews. You're gonna be burping up. Anyways, but aside from that though, is that it's very true. Like even for myself, like I built this podcast to try to give more exposure and give others a platform to have people to be taken more serious. And yes, this is like still like a start of it, but it's like people are still gonna be looking back at this 7 years from now. And then they're gonna be like, oh damn, this is where he first manifested this whole 7. You know what I'm saying?
And it's gonna take an army of people like you, like myself, that are the ones against the whole bandwagon, like consumer. You feel me? Like there's people that literally just listen to one person one day, one person another day, but forget about the other person they listened to the day before.
Yeah.
There's going to be a band of people that understand that there's a realness and a respect that you have to have for the art itself. You feel me? And that's where I'm saying, like, there's going to be people like yourself, myself, that are going to have to be front line for the art, bro.
Yeah, and that's very true, man. Like, and for the record too, because I know people always think that I hate the radio. Whenever I talk about like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's mainstream, but like, what about this guy? It's just because like there's just like a lot of like undiscovered talent out there, and some of this music is a lot more enjoyable. And don't get me wrong, like if I'm out partying whatever, throw on some Uzi or some shit. I don't really care. I'm like, I'm down to like dance with that. That's fine. Because if I'm at a club and I hear from some like fucking Immortal Technique, it's like turn that shit off. That's not the scene. If we're
especially the club, like we going out, we trying to function. I mean, we want to hear that mainstream.
I don't want to hear no uplifting shit in the club, man. I just want to hear something at the club that makes girls dance and gets me laid. That's all I care about.
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly.
It's like I said, it's environmentalist. It's fucking situational. All kind of shit, bro. Like you're not trying, like you said, you're not trying to go turn up at the club and have some doom. Like your girl ain't gonna be able to twerk on you to no doom. You feel me?
Yeah, exactly. But you know what though, but there's a difference with that, man. Because if you have like a lovely woman of yours that actually understands and loves the whole craft itself, that we're like, I'll tell you this much. This girl I'm seeing, man, she wrote me this big like spoken word, and I'm like, all right, I'm reading it out. But then it's like some typical stuff you originally hear anywhere. But then she goes, I want to have those nights where we'll lay down listening to Dilla beats, and we can figure out what you like about it and what you don't. And it's like, whoa, you don't hear that shit. So you really have to have the like-minded one.
It's like it's a certain kind of people, and then us being misogynistic, we're just like females can't think like that. There's a lot of dope females out here that like gravitate to real hip hop music. You feel me? Like we can't think like that because hip hop itself, it ain't sexist, it's universal, bro. Like there's artists of all kind of creeds and cultures. That's what I respect. I learned you come to a point where you respect that. You feel me? You used to be like, oh, this female MC likes now just an MC, and she so happens to be a female. You feel me?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I always give like a little extra more listen for a woman MC, because it's like I know most people aren't listening to you, so I want to be able to vouch for you if you're really that good.
Right.
Yeah, like there's dudes out here that will show me the music and I just won't respond after that. It's like like it's not. I don't mean to be a dick about things, man, but I just don't want to lie to you. That's it.
Right.
So, because some of these dudes be trash, man.
Tell somebody like you should be able to give constructive criticism, but now, bro, the ego is so touchy. Like people will realize, like, oh, fuck this nigga, he a hater.
Yeah.
Bro's like, bro, I just don't like that song. I might like your other song, but.
It's very true, yeah. Like one of my good buddies, I'm not gonna say his name because it's not necessary, but he showed me this song. The first verse was really good, chorus, and then the second verse was really long. So like, If I were you, I would probably cut it in half, but it's not my decision.
Right.
And
Right.
he's like, well, too bad. I don't care. I'm gonna do it. I'm like, full. Oh shit. All right, my bad. Damn.
And it's funny because that's like me, bro. I'm telling you, like I'm open to all kinds of criticism. You're the consumer of that track that he's gonna put out.
Exactly.
He's gonna be telling you to listen to. You might not be the only person that feels like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like things like shorten it up. Of course, there's always compromise in your art, but you gotta have an open spectrum. You feel me? You gotta be able to listen in and really sit on it and see if it works for you.
Yeah, and you can't be around yes man, dude. That's one thing for sure. You're around yes man, you're never gonna grow.
Respect to all the artists out in Orange County and everything, bro. But there's so many yes men out there, bro. Like, there's so many people that like, and it's funny because I always fuck around, but I feel like there's more rappers than rap fans out there.
Oh yeah, that's the most annoying part about it. That's why I don't even like telling people I like rap music no more. I tell them I like hip hop, but when it comes to rap, dude, it's like, or when I tell them what I do, like, oh, I interview rappers. Oh god, the SoundCloud. Yeah, it's like SoundCloud, face tats, fucking lean. It's like, yo, chill out, man.
I know it, bro. Listen to my mixtape real quick. You got 40 minutes.
And it sucks because it's like you want to defend it so bad, but there's like a million other people that's doing exactly what they're fucking making fun of, and it's like, fuck, okay, I have to take it back. No, can't venture into it more.
It is. That's what I said. Like, it's funny because it gets to a point where there's oversaturation, but the people that know at their core that there's reasoning behind what they're doing. I mean, those people are gonna last forever. Of course, there's gonna be people like, well, shit, I can rap too. You feel me? I can get a clout, and they'll get 1 million views, but nigga, that'll be only 1 million views. You feel me? I can have somebody that got 100 classic fucking videos that only got 10,000 on it. They can do the math there. You feel me?
Yeah, man. Like look at them franchise boys.
You feel me?
When's the last time you heard of them What about Chameleonaire?
I mean,
he's a businessman. No, he's a successful businessman. He's successful, but
that's what I said.
Yeah.
I would say there's people that get the one-hit wonder, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get the money off the one-hit wonder, but what do you do with the money off the one-hit wonder?
Exactly.
What do you do with the new gang fame? What do you do with the new gang connections?
Exactly.
For some people, once they hit that one-hit wonder, it's like, that's the ceiling. That's all they gave a fuck about. You feel me? Like Joe Exotic. You feel me? I just want fame. You feel me? Once they get the fame, there's gonna be no effort after that point.
Yeah. And that's definitely something that I'm strong on too. Because me personally, I don't want to be famous at all. I like that. I just want this to get enough traction to give me better opportunities. That's all I care about. You know what I mean?
What we all want as creatives, as entrepreneurs, as individuals, is to find something, right, that you love to do that's gonna sustain your life.
Yeah.
That's gonna take care of your life. There's people that want the extras, they want the glitz, the glamour, they want to be able to buy the Bugattis at whatever cost. You feel me? Not everybody's in that mind frame. You feel me? That's why I said I break it down to minimalist. Like, I just want something that's gonna take care of my family off of music, a brand that I can build up that's gonna take care and put food on our table at the end of the day, to where everything's paid for, my kids, college, everything paid for. You feel me? The fame, I never want that. I'm in it for the physical gain, and that I have it in me. Like, there's no way that I could stop. You feel me? Like, I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I wasn't rapping, like just physically rapping. If I wasn't physically creating, if I wasn't physically writing, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. Even if I didn't make $1 off of this shit, you feel me? I'm still gonna continue to have that act of writing, to have that act of spitting, to have that act of performing, just because, you feel me? Yeah. But of course, we want what we love to do to sustain our life. So that's the goal.
Yeah, man. You know what's funny, man? Hippie, you fucking turned this interview into a fucking motivational speak. Swear to God, dude.
Hey, I'm telling you, I tell people the album, it ain't an album, it's a playbook. You feel me? Like, really hone in. I always try to tell myself, like, it's something that, I always pride myself in, because it's something I live by. The messages that come to my head aren't just, some are God-given, but it's people and knowledge around me that's been supplied to me. So I'm going to keep dropping gems. Like, shit, I ain't selfish with knowledge. You feel me? That's going to help me remember what I'm living by, what I'm practicing, what I'm preaching. You feel me? You gotta live what you're actually talking about. You know?
Absolutely. But so I'm glad that we actually just touched on that because one of the segments I started doing recently was when you ever get into those moods where like, man, I want to listen to some like something for the gym, or I want to listen to for like a new song for this road trip that's gonna like fit the
Right.
setting or something. And like so I started creating like a little playlist for the certain moods. And I like other people's inputs because it's like cool, like it's gonna open my ears through another direction other than what
Right.
I have down. And so it doesn't have to be a song by yourself. It could be about any other artist as well. But you could throw but if you do throw one in yourself, throw like another artist inside the answer. But what would you put into a playlist for like motivation if you want to like get like pumped up for something?
Meek Mill, bro. Like anything,
Okay.
I would say Meek Mill, bro, is like he made it, but he still rap like he's still in Philly
Mhm.
doing YouTube videos. You feel me? Like everything in him is about motivation and grind.
Mhm.
Like, and then another artist that just off his grind and effort alone has created a lifestyle. I would say it's Currency. Currency
Mm.
talks about the come up 100% all the time, bro.
And he's one of those true pioneers of the independent grind.
I'm telling, no, Currency is that nigga when it comes to Master P. I feel Master P too. There's a lot of artists, bro, that know the blueprint and
Mhm.
were loyal to the blueprint, and that's what I model myself off of, like just being loyal to the blueprint.
Mhm.
Time definition is different for everybody. You feel me? As long as you practice patience, good things will come. As long as you manifest good things to come, and stay down and stay authentic to yourself. You feel me? So
Yeah.
I'll say Meek Mill. There's motivation up top, and then Currency, bro.
Okay.
That's real motivation right there from the ground up.
How about a track from yourself?
A track for myself, I would say any of my tracks, cause you can feel pain through my shit.
We'll throw the
You
whole
can feel
seven album in that bitch.
Devotion though. Just recently, Devotion off the seven is one that it's about staying devoted to it. Like even the whole vision, the visual that's coming out for it is like there's so many distractions, nigga. Like I could be in the studio, I could have homies call me like, man, let's go this way, let's go this way. I can have my girl tell me to come home, like let's go eat crab. You feel me? Like, and I just you gotta stay devoted and look at what's in front of you. Every ounce of focus that you have, and when you start a project or start anything, complete it. You feel me? Like don't go halfway through and then get focused on something else. So it's like devotion is staying devoted to the path, to the task in front of you, and completing it to the best of your ability till it's holders. So you feel that it's a complete project or a complete circle that you made in regards to that journey. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say devotion off the seven. That definitely want to motivate people to stay devoted to themselves, to their craft, to their life.
For sure, man. Damn. Do you rehearse this shit?
Bro, I'm telling you, it's God telling me what to say. You feel me? I'm on autopilot. You feel me?
God damn.
Especially with the quarantine, bro. Like, life is good, but there's times where life is not good. You feel me? And we don't claim those times, but we know that that's the reality. You feel me? But you just gotta keep going. And then I'm saying I'm just on autopilot. You got to a point where I'm on autopilot right now. But I know exactly what's around me. I know exactly what's gonna happen. I know exactly which moves I need to move and maneuver. You feel me? Cause I'm working through a higher power. That's it.
For sure, man. Well, I have like three more questions before we dip out of here, bro. But I do want I do want to kind of touch on the whole locally grown collective. How did you become about?
Luckily, bro, that's family right there, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ever since day one, bro. I love telling people how like I even linked up with them.
Mm-hmm.
My guy Dave Allen, you feel me?
Shout out Dave, yeah.
Like, Dave Allen, you feel me? Like he's a great artist. That's a great talented brother. Like he's a real brother to me, bro. Like, and even us coming together to make music, it wasn't like me. The way I work with people is like, oh, I want you to get on track. All right, my name gonna pull up, 3-hour session. I'm gonna knock out a verse, and that's that. Like Dave was like, no, we gonna have a writing session first. we gonna rehearse. We gonna have a rehearsal session first, and then we gonna record it. So like ever since then, that was like my lead way into being around the locally grown collective itself. And then meeting ends, Kev, people behind the scenes, Nacho, I got Adam. There was a lot more people, involved with that collective back then. And it was just organic, bro. Like, this was the homies, you feel me? Like, we pull up, that's the homies. And then, they always thinking about bigger things and creating more avenues of platforms and reaching more audiences. And then I was blessed to be able to go on tour with them and just travel state to state and do what I love. And they always look out for me. They always connected with me, make sure that I was involved in things they were doing locally. And then, like I said, state to state, I've been on 2 4 tours with them. I've been able to travel outside of that with them, just going. I was actually under the label. I put an album out. My last album, Hip Foley, was actually released through locally grown collective. So that's gonna be family forever. Moving forward with everything green. My brand itself. I still to this day look forward to working with locally grown collective itself. Kev is a genius, and what I'm saying, I always try to tell him, practice your patience, because your vision, that you have for yourself as well as the team, is gonna come to fruition, bro. So just have patience. Don't let the world get you down, and that's something that locally grown understands. You feel me? Mm-hmm. If you always look into their brand and everything they stand for, they're for the people. So
yeah, absolutely.
I'm always gonna be about the people. So those are my peoples.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They more warriors like us on the front line for the art. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they've been going. I remember I said this in another interview, just don't remember which one, but I did say that they're one of the non-stop working ones. So yeah, salute to them, big time. And so another question I asked on the show is, let's say this whole quarantine gets extended out for the rest of the year, all right, and for some odd reason the Wi-Fi is all fucked up. You only have the streaming services included, and now you only have 3 artists or bands to choose from. Who you rocking with for the rest of the year?
For the rest of this year, if I had to choose 3 artists?
Yeah, 3 artists or bands.
3 artists. I always listen to Currency, so I would say Currency for sure.
Big catalog. Very big catalog. Yeah.
You gotta listen to Currency.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, favorites right now would be Currency. If we're just talking music in general, I mean, Griselda, of course. I was listening to, West Side Gun. Because I'm going to hear, if I listen to West Side Gun.
Hey, Griselda's hard, bro. Yeah, they hard, man. Benny's on a stupid level, dude. Fucking.
So if it's Currency, I'll be able to listen to, West Side. If I listen to West Side Gun, I'll be able to hear Conway, Benny. Mm-hmm. So I rock with West Side Gun. And then, I like genres itself. So it's like what's his name? Duran Jones. I forgot. It's Duran Jones or something else. Like, they kind of make it's hard, bro. Like, I would say the Sinceres, because I'm more familiar with the Sinceres. They kind of make old school 60s soul music,
mm-hmm.
but they're a new generation band.
No way.
They're our age, demographic.
Yeah.
From 20 to 30, you feel me? Whatever. I don't know if you're older than that, whatever. But they make oldies. The Sinceres, Sinseers. And then the other dude's name, you'll probably fuck with it, bro. Duran Jones. Duran Jones, and he has a band, but this song is Is There Any Wonder? And bro, that shit'll melt you. It's contemporary R&B. I listen to a lot of shit, but if I had 3, I would say Currency, West Side Gun, and then just to balance everything and center it out, the Sinceres. Just so I don't go on a rampage or some shit.
Yeah, no. I listen to West Side Gun for a little more than an hour. I'm fucking people up. I'm stalking old ladies and shit. What the fuck? Oh snap, we lost him. See what happens when you listen to West Side Gun? Fucking lose shit. Well, we lost Hippie C. I don't know if it was a phone die or something like that, but that was pretty much the last question. So, who knows where the conversation will lead to from there. And, thank you guys for even sticking around this long. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. just like an intro. I don't have an outro either, but I do go by Tony Awdball. This is a conversation with a very special guest, Hippie C. Peace and love.